Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Japheth Johnson, and welcome again to our show, which is Blockchain for All, where we educate everyone relating to blockchain and impact in our lives and how it can be used for several softwares, activities, and how people can actually benefit from it. Okay, today is a wonderful day, and we have just spoke with our speaker, just finished speaking with our speaker for today. And quite unfortunately, we might not be able to have him today on the program due to some urgent meeting he's having. But we're still trying to see if you'll be able to, because with the current time now, I'm trying to see how we'll be able to connect with him. Okay, our speaker will be able to come online within the shortest period of time. So we are able to actually he's able to finish his meeting. So he'll be online with us in just a minute. So, as we have said, a blockchain for all is an event sponsored by B Conta, VHIPA, Fast Track, and 7100 Printing Limited. So all these platforms are trying to see how we help individuals understand more about blockchain, how companies can be able to understand blockchain and its use cases. So we have been able to bring a lot of speakers, and a lot are still lined up for the program. So our speaker will be joining us within the shortest period of time to discuss on a very important topic for us to be able to understand blockchain, smart contracts, and their applications. So you will kindly share this link to your friends on Facebook so that everybody will join. Try and share as much as much as we can so that we'll have everyone on board before the speaker joins us. And also from the sponsors, there will be a giveaway for this show. So our active users will benefit from a pool of money from the sponsor. So you have to register on Bconta and be our active guest, be our active viewer so that we're able to actually select you for the giveaway. So within the time frame for our meeting, if you have any question that has to do with blockchain, smart contract, or maybe you need explanation, please you can kindly comment on from any social media you're watching from, that's from YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, and we'll be able to display that to our speaker while he continues with his presentation. So there's no limitation from wherever you're watching. You can just drop your comments and we'll be able to attend to them. So we have been able to tackle some topics from social media, how blockchain has revolutionized social media. We have also been able to look at topics that has to do with how you'll be able to understand opportunities or see opportunities from blockchain and make use of them. That was handled by Mr. Oji. So there are a lot of topics that we have handled, and this particular one is very important to all of us so that we'll be able to understand blockchain and we'll be able to understand smart contract, how we'll be able to use them. So it's very key for everyone to actually be a brother's keeper and share it so that we'll be able to enjoy from this topic for today. I'm trying as much as I can to share the links. Our guest speaker is getting set for today's program. He'll be join us very very soon. So kindly share this link on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can even share it to your WhatsApp group friends so that we'll be able to join and we enjoy this program together. To enjoy the giveaway, also you have to register on Bconda and ensure you participate as a active viewer so that we'll be able to pick you up for the giveaway from our sponsors. So kindly share the link. Just give that, let's say, a minute or so before we just go ahead. Okay, so welcome everyone once more. I have to believe, Mr. Sam, you can hear me clearly. Your mic is, yeah.
Okay, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you
All right,
clearly.
so thank you very much for taking our time to actually join us in the meeting. I know it's out of your busy schedule. All right, so viewers, thank you very much once more for the patience. We're able to have our speaker here. So I'll just rush up with the introduction since we have spent some time already. All right, so as I've explained, blockchain for all is a session that help us educate the general public about blockchain, its use cases, and with the sponsorship of Contact and our other partners, we have been able to bring up key speakers in the field of blockchain that have helped us understand some of the key topics. And we have one of my very good, I'll call him our speaker today, one of our very good speaker today. He has been in the blockchain space for 6 to 7 years. He's a software engineer, a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Mina. He's currently the CEO and co-founder of Contact, which is one of our key sponsors for today's for blockchain for all sessions. Mr. Nengolong Samuel have worked on building blockchain softwares that are running on the blockchain, which is Contact, as you all know. He has had hands-on experience on working with smart contracts and their programming languages. He has worked with Beacon as a team to build a good business, which is one of the reasons you also talk about how we to understand smart contract with businesses. So he has a whole lot of experience in building business, blockchain startups, and we are very happy to have him, Mr. Nengolong Samuel, for this event. We already have viewers from several channels, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and everybody has been anticipating for this session of yours, where you'll be talking about how we'll be able to understand blockchain, smart contract, and their use cases. So we'll be able to have a good understanding. And thank God you are from that part of the sector. So it will be very interesting to hear you speak relating to blockchain and smart contract, because a lot of people really don't really understand the differences and how do they come together, how do we use them, how are company even planning to use them, and how maybe the government or individuals can take advantage of them. So to
Hmm.
start with, Mr. Nengolong Samuel, I will allow you to also do a quick introduction before we dive into so that people understand the, the personality behind our talk today. So welcome, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that elaborate intro. I think you've done most of the job. I want to appreciate everyone for creating time to be part of this event. And it's an opportunity and an honor to be on the show. So, like Mr. Javed has rightly said, I'm opportune to serve in Contact in the position of the CEO currently. And it's been quite a wonderful journey. So over time and some years, some of the things we tried were trial and error, but along the way, we're able to, get the required knowledge to be able to push the platform to this extent. We serve um, thousands of customers on our platform every day, and talking about smart contracts is something exciting because that's a space where basically our business has been running. So today, I'm going to try and explain in basic terms how blockchain works and smart contracts. That term, smart and contracts, can it be a little bit confusing. You might know a little, or you might never have heard from someone that is hands-on in that area. And also, I'll try to also talk about some few use cases where you can take advantage of the opportunities that lie ahead. Because Warren Buffett said something. He said, "In times of change, only the learners would inherit the earth, and the learned, those who feel they already know, will find themselves beautifully prepared for a world that no longer exists. So it is a rare privilege for one to be part of this kind of event where we can all learn and position ourselves strategically in a place where, when the future comes, we'll be the ones that will take advantage of it. That being said, I think we can go ahead. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Nengolong, for that brief introduction of yourself and what you'll be discussing about today. So for our viewers, please, you can kindly start dropping your comment. I know a lot of us have seen the banner, so and we already have questions. So you can start typing your questions from any of the handles, which will allow me to actually reveal that to him. He'll be able to see your questions as we progress. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Nengolong, for actually joining us today. And our discussion will start from understanding the concept of blockchain, because we believe out of it, a lot of things have started coming out into the space, from metaverse and what have you, even the smart contract we're talking about. So you just give us a brief understanding of what the blockchain is, then we'll be able to build up our conversations from there.
All right. Thank you for that. I always like explaining something in a way, very basic. So the term blockchain was derived from a phrase like chain of blocks. And the blockchain is a public ledger, in summary, in a very short form. Now, a ledger is just a record of transactions, business transactions or financial transactions or any kind of transactions that are recorded. It's a ledger. So a block in this term is like, take for instance, if you record something in a book, you fill the first page, that is like one block, right? That is relates to the blockchain. When you flip and then you fill the next page, that's like the second block. So when you are recording your transactions, you know that, okay, page one is the first, page two is the next, page three is the third. So as you're connecting those pages, in terms of blockchain, that's like a chain of blocks. So for the blockchain, in a specific period of time, transactions that are recorded form one block, right? And then after that time, the next transactions that are recorded within a certain frame of time form the next block. Now, they are connected together in what we call like a hash. That's like each block knows which one is the previous and which one is the next block, right? So that forms a chain of data records that happen. Now, what is unique about the blockchain is that it is a network. It is not centralized. Your banking records, most of the records we have nowadays, government records and so on, are kept in a centralized database. That means they're in one place. So if anything is to happen to that centralized database, it means that that data can either be lost or it can either be tampered with. That means it's no longer original. Like because of politics or whatever, data is somehow inconsistent. It cannot really be authentic. It cannot be verified to say this is true. But what is unique about the blockchain is this information that are connected in blocks are recorded in thousands of computers online. Thousands of computers. Now, it is almost impossible to be able to change any record that enters the blockchain. Number one, it is public. That means anybody can check for transparency. It creates trust. Number two, it is indelible information that goes there. You can be certain that this information is true and nothing can easily bring it down. So even if one or two or 10 of these computers are having an issue, all the other ones will be there. So in a case where one of these computers is hacked and then, information that is not true wants to be imputed into the blockchain, all the other computers have to verify the authenticity of this new record before they update their own records to that version, right? So that is, in simple terms, what the blockchain is in explanation. So a blockchain is a public ledger that is decentralized. That means it's not in a central location. And that is basically the blockchain. Now, this technology has been used to build other things like cryptocurrency, smart contracts, and so on. All of them are built on the blockchain. I hope this explanation is quite clear. Thank you very much.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you very much for trying to explain blockchain in a very simple term. I know how most time you are very good with explaining things in a more complex way, but thank God for explaining it in a more simple way and letting our users understand that this is decentralized platform that is secured. You can't actually change data, unlike the way we have our centralized systems, which is very important because a lot of things that the blockchain actually hold, which has to do with the finance, with the records, are things that are not supposed to be changed easily for transparency, which the blockchain, as you have said, has helped us achieve that. Okay, it would be nice before we actually jump into smart contract because we have seen use cases, and one of the use cases what your company is working on. So we want to see, okay, what are the core use cases that have actually been used on blockchain, and so that we'll be able to understand that before we go even to the aspect of the smart contract, what are those core use cases that we have been able to see over the years on blockchain and their importance.
Okay, that's amazing. That's lovely. When you talk about use cases, I would like to talk about a use case that really applies to Nigeria before maybe I talk of something that is more global. Now, in terms of Nigeria, one of the challenges we have in Nigeria is our banking system, and banking system has really evolved over the years. They have done their best. They have always been updating. There was a time where the banks didn't even have a computer, and then we're improving day by day. But we all know that to a large extent, every day in Nigeria, you hear people saying their accounts were hacked. This person took a certain amount out of their accounts, their ATM stolen, and then this happened. And even trying to go to the bank to get some things done is very, very difficult. A simple thing like maybe your ATM got stuck, your ATM card got stuck in the machine, you have to go and queue in the bank and so many long processes. So one of the use cases that really helps Nigerian and our growing youthful population is the terms of payments and the preservation of the value of the money we have, because in the last 2 3 years, every people that have been following financial news will know that the naira has really depreciated against the dollar, which means the purchasing power of naira has gone down. A mudu of gari at that time maybe used to be like 100 naira. Today you would see it's maybe 200, 300 naira, maybe even more, right? So things that used to be 1,000 naira are now like 5,000 naira. Things that were 5,000 are now like 10,000 naira. So what does that mean? It means that our currency is suffering from inflation. Now, the blockchain has the digital stable coins where people easily are able to like preserve the value of their naira. So one of the applications that it has really helped is in the area of cryptocurrency. And then cryptocurrency, to be specific, in the area of stable coins where people can store the value of their money. So a lot of Nigerians earn in their local currency, or even around the world, you earn in your local currency. But our local currencies, because of different things that have to do with how government is run and how the nature of conducting business in the country is, suffers from inflation, right? So one of the best ways for you to sustain the value of what you earn, not even talking about interest this time, but at least get the value of what you earn to remain there, is to be able to have it in dollars. Now, if you want to go to the bank to do that, people that have tried know how hectic it is and charges that involve. But in the crypto space, it's very easy. Something you can do in 1 2 minutes. Your money is converted and kept for you in digital dollars. And Bitcoin as a platform is able to help people do that very easily. So people that just want to keep their savings, today dollar is 500 and something naira. $1 is 500 and something naira. And tomorrow it might be 600 or 700. So people that are saving in naira, what they're actually doing is they are losing the value of their money. So if you saved 100,000 naira, by the end of this year, the value of that 100,000 would not be able to buy what 100,000 can buy at this time. I just hope maybe the explanation is clear now. So that's one. The second thing is, when it comes to money transfer and payments across the world, we have a lot of talented youth that have skills, that have businesses they want to conduct, but payments is a problem. For you to send naira to China, you have to convert it to Chinese yuan, or to send it to Ghana, you have to convert it to Ghanaian cedis, right? So if you want to follow the banking process, number one is the time factor. You have to suffer and wait for time. It takes like maybe 2, 3, or 5 days. That's if you're able to meet the requirements. And then aside the charges that are involved in you being able to do that. But in the crypto space, somebody is able to buy a certain amount of cryptocurrency, pay the supplier of his goods or the person that wants to pay him for his own service if he's the one rendering the service. This happens within like 2, 3, 5 minutes, it's done. And then on Bconta, when you receive cryptocurrency payments, you can withdraw directly to your bank account. That's how we help people do a lot of that. We've solved a lot of pains for so many people that, receive payments from abroad, whether they are freelancers, whether they are business owners, whether they just have family and friends that want to send money down here, for different projects or for different reasons. And so also for people that want to pay their children's school fees, they want to supply goods from, they want to, get goods from abroad and so on. They pay, they carry their naira, buy crypto, send it abroad. For those abroad, they send crypto, and then Nigerians here use our platform to basically be able to access that crypto, convert it directly to their bank accounts. So if I'm going to talk about applications, I think these are the basic or the most important areas that we see people really using uh, the blockchain is in the cryptocurrency space, right? And one of the interesting areas that has been coming up is the area of the NFTs, where creators like artists or music artists are able to you know, secure their content to be able to make sure that nobody, copyrights their content easily. So when somebody wants to use your content, because of smart contracts, which we are going to talk about, they have to pay you the ownership rights or whatever rights you put for your content. So that has really helped creators to be able to maximize the value of whatever they create in the digital space. Because on the internet, when you download an image, you're not actually removing it from the internet. You're just getting a copy. When you download a song, you're getting a copy. But the blockchain makes it possible that, when an image is being sent from one person to another, when it comes to NFTs and smart contracts now, the other person cannot have the right to easily use that image on certain conditions, right? So the owner of that image owns all the rights and is able to put a smart contract where commissions are paid. So that's one of the areas that is really coming up now when it comes to application of the blockchain. And of course, we have other areas that are mostly prominent abroad, like in terms of medical records and also in identity management. Some people try to, uh, you know, pretend to be someone else to create false identities. So when you have your identity on the blockchain, you can't just change it. The same thing with medical records. They both create privacy and transparency at the same time. So with that being said, there are several other areas, but it has to do with governance, supply chain, decentralized autonomous organizations, but let's not go too deep into that. I think these are the basic areas that we're going to see blockchain, really solving problems for many people in the near future. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Sam, for that explanation, and I'm taking our time to explain.
Okay, I think our host is having a problem with the connection. Um,
Okay, you can hear me now, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. I think I will get my video back. All right. So thank you for explaining the aspect of the finance, which is one of the core, I think, or the first use case for the blockchain technology, and it has been really impactful because uh, centralization has been a lot of problem. which you have explained the reason why blockchain has helped us solve a lot of those challenges. So he has talked about finance, he has talked about NFTs, but I think a lot of the adoption started from the financial part, where people want to have freedom with payments. People want to have no limitations when it comes to cross-border payments, which is one of the solutions Big Conta is providing, which is awesome. And looking at, you know, the way we are building the topic is to help us understand the next phase of our discussion, because a lot of these things are being done automatically without any third party to interfere with it, which is very important, because the moment transactions begin to pass through one to four people's hands, then that becomes a challenge. Okay, so these automatic processes are very important when it comes to NFTs. Artists have control over their content. They can be able to make more money from their content when it's sold. We're beginning to see how identity management, as you have said, is becoming very important when it comes to health, let's say land records, and what have you. So it's very important seeing that those use cases are derived perfectly with the blockchain service, to see how, because I think the baseline is the efficiency of this service, which is very important for us to understand why the blockchain has come to stay, because a lot of the loopholes where we have been seeing some conflict when it comes to land issue, when it comes to medical records, when it comes to intellectual properties. I feel that has been one of the reasons why blockchain has been able to thrive over the past decade. Okay,
True.
so it's nice. So we understand that a lot of technologies that have to be put in place, because we can't just jump and say, okay, just blockchain that is making all the automations, all the swift processes, all the no third party processes, all the no government and people processes inside. So we want to just get from, okay, what is that stuff, or what is that thing that is actually empowering these abilities for us to have the automations where I'll be able to interact with a platform, and I'll be able to store my record, and in the next 4 years I'll be able to see if there's nobody that can tamper it. So I think that will be able to help us understand the next phase of whatever you're talking. So what are those things that help us achieve those automations?
Okay, if I got your question correctly, what are the things that help us, that help the automations on the blockchain happen, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, all right. So let me explain it in the best way I think I can easily put it. So the blockchain, aside the part that is decentralized, which creates a lot of trust, transparency, and a security, data security. That means data cannot be tampered with. You know, things can be automated on the blockchain, of course. Now, when it has to do with some of the things that Mr. Jaffe just said, digital intellectual properties, whether it is art or music or land documents and so on and so forth. The basic thing that makes that happen is what we call smart contracts. Uh, so in our day-to-day lives, we have contracts with people. We say that if I do this part of the bargain, you are meant to do the other side of the bargain. But human beings, as humans would always be, there's that inefficiency and that part where human beings might not meet up to their own part of the deal. And when they do not do, that's a breach of contract. But in a lot of times, there's nothing you can do about it. It creates a delay, it creates a lot of back and forth movement. But on the blockchain, when certain terms are put for a transaction to occur, unless you meet those terms, the transaction or the part of your own benefit doesn't come to you. So, but if the other person too doesn't meet his own terms, that contract doesn't execute. So a smart contract, in simple terms, is a self-executing contract. That means it doesn't need another person to enforce it. It enforces itself on the blockchain. And this is all done through codes and programming. The blockchain is like the bedrock, it's like the quota. So a lot of vehicles are now created. One of the vehicles is a smart contract where people can take advantage to automate a lot of things that in our day-to-day lives, doing it human being to human being is difficult. We always have to go to court because of these things. Imagine if we have a voting system that works perfectly and is on the blockchain. It means that when I cast my vote, number one, because my identity cannot be falsified or cannot be duplicated, my vote is authentic and I cannot cast another vote, right? No matter what I do, it doesn't matter if I change my state, my country, or my device, right? And then as those votes are counting, everybody can see the progress. Everybody can see that, okay, at this time, this is the number of votes. At the end of the election, no debate, right? So one of the areas to really see how smart contract works is maybe in voting. And then smart contracts in terms of NFT. NFT is a synonym for non-fungible tokens. What it just means, because that's a technical term, is digital content. Like take for instance paintings that are done and are digital, or videos that are recorded. They're all digital. It's not something you can have physically. But for you to have this sole ownership rights, it's very difficult to do that online, no matter what you do. But if it is on a blockchain, it's called a non-fungible token. It means that two people cannot own it at once. Once you have a copy, it has to be that original copy, and everybody can check to see whether what you are giving them is that original copy. Once you transfer the ownership to another person, you can no longer own it, right? And this thing is all checked and recorded on the blockchain, and these transactions cannot be deleted either. You see how good that can take us. So the main thing that automates this is what we call a smart contract. There are different kinds of smart contracts, basically about three, which are the top types of smart contracts. Legal smart contracts. We have decentralized autonomous organizations. It means that certain things in government that we need people to do that creates a lot of inefficiency. There are a lot of committees that are set to oversee some things happening in the government that we all know that, they create a lot of inefficiency there. They find it difficult to be able to follow up, either because of, one thing or another, infrastructural development and all those things, so many issues. So, but decentralized autonomous organizations means that you can have employees online. And once they fulfill their own part of the bargain, nothing needs to happen. The smart contract automatically executes to pay them, and the smart contract can check to see whether what they said they will do, they have done it. Even if there's a time frame, it will check to see whether they did it in that time frame. It means that a whole business can be run online with different offices. You don't have to even see the person. You don't have to even know the person. That's one of the benefits of the blockchain, the privacy it creates. It is public, but at the same time, when a transaction occurs, you can't clearly say, okay, you know the person that did this, you know the person that did that. Only the people that did it can say, yes, this is our transaction because of the records that they have, right? So that, in a sense, is very, very important because there are endless applications to how the smart contract can work. Smart contracts on blockchain can work, right? So I wouldn't want to talk too deep so that we don't confuse ourselves. Maybe we'll answer from questions when the time comes. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Sam, for that wonderful explanation to understand what actually makes these automations possible. And you have explained a lot simply that has to do with smart contract, which is self-educating uh, applications that help us actually interact and have a smooth flow with some of those, like you said, contracts. So without a third party interfering with it. So that's really very interesting. And I know sometimes when we're talking about smart contracts can be a little bit technical, but at the same time, you have been in this space and understanding that Bitcoin handles a lot of transactions. And a lot of times people actually think maybe is this a fraud? Is that fraud? Okay, how do we identify good exchange where I can go and sell my crypto? Uh, so there are key factors that actually helps you understand, okay, this is a good project on blockchain. This is a good possibly this is a good smart contract, because what we are hearing nowadays is that a lot of experts, developers are building smart contracts that can swindle you to give access to your trust wallet keys or whatsoever. And it's very important for us to understand security. So you kindly help us first. We need to understand what are the security stuff we need to look at when um, having our either our wallet or going on an exchange like Bitcoin. What are the security measures we need to put so that we'll be able to understand? It's very key. Then we'll be able to build from there, because we need to understand how to identify good platforms and fake ones, and at the same time, what are the security um, setup we need to have when setting up accounts for smart contract platforms or an exchange.
Okay, thank you. When it comes to the customer security, as a normal user now, it's very, very important for me to know how do I get involved in this in a way that I don't get to lose money, because of fraud. Let me start by saying how to identify an authentic platform, right? There are very different things you can use to identify authentic platform, but I would want to give the simple ones that anybody here can easily, do. One of the first things you want to do is to check. Um, there's what we call whether the website is secure, whether they have a website that is secure. Most browsers now, whether you are using a smartphone or you're on a computer, will tell you if a website is not secure. The second thing is you want to browse and see about the platform. What information is there about the platform? Do they have any other information online? What has any trustworthy, news website or individual or anybody in the space said about the platform? How long have they been existing? These are questions that, when you check online, you will see. And one of the best things, I think, for Nigerians um, or Africans as a whole, I think what really works for us here is word of mouth. We tend to believe our friend more than any other thing we see, right? So in that case, I think if you are new in this space, it's not advisable to just try anything that you see. Try to get involved with a friend of yours that is ahead of you, either a friend of yours or someone, or in a meeting like this, it's easy to ask some of these questions. Blockchain for All has created this platform where, you can easily just come and get this knowledge for free. This knowledge is not supposed to be for free, you know, but it gives you that opportunity to be able to ask these questions. I would recommend that if it comes to a platform, because there are so many questions to ask, one of the easiest ways is find one of your friends or a leader in this community, someone that already knows or has experience in this community, to be able to, tell you that, okay, is this platform okay? When you see a platform like, okay, you know of Binance is popular, Trust Wallet, or you see Bitcoin, you want to ask, try to get involved in communities that learn about blockchain. On your own, personal research is very, very important. But personal research is something that we can start talking about and it doesn't end because it's at different levels. You know, somebody's research is way more than another person's own. But for a platform, it can be quite easy. So one of the easiest ways to do is be involved in a community that is learning together. It's very easy for them to vet something for you. Just be involved with leaders that are in this space. You don't have to be, when they tell you come and put 1,000 naira, you're going to get 10,000 naira. You don't need anybody to tell you it's a scam, right? So this thing is not about money duplication because you heard stories of people that have made it in cryptocurrency. The first thing you need is the education. It is the education that helps you notice the opportunities that are viable. If not, you might do this as a gamble. And you know how gamble is, you enter and then it's a 50-50 chance. Most at times you get to lose. So don't take this as a gamble. I always tell people that ask me, I want to learn about blockchain, I want to learn about cryptocurrency. The first thing I tell them is go on YouTube, search, crash course on blockchain, crash course on cryptocurrency, or search how does blockchain work? How does cryptocurrency work? Try to get the basic understanding. Don't just jump into it because there are opportunities for money. We ask the question, if you want to be a doctor, you study medicine. If you want to be an engineering, you study engineering. So if you want to make money in the blockchain space, what you need to do is study blockchain. There's no magic to it. Don't carry your money and entrust it to someone else. That's very important, because people want to always outsource their knowledge life to another person, or outsource the risks involved to another person. You are responsible for your money. You earn the money yourself. Why not go the next level, the very basic level of getting the knowledge? Once you get this knowledge, nothing can take it away from you. And to be honest, it doesn't take too much for you to learn these basics. So what I would recommend is, instead of counting all the factors, I think the best thing to do is be involved in a community, or connect with a leader. Most of leaders that teach about blockchain have an active social media presence. They have an active social media presence. Try to see what they are doing, try to copy from what they are doing. And then on your own, you have a smartphone. If you can browse Facebook and do WhatsApp, I think you can also watch 10 minutes of a YouTube video. It doesn't take that much. So from YouTube, I think all the information you need is already curated for you. If it comes to how to break down blockchain, what to check in terms of how blockchain works, how crypto works. Because just like Mr. Jaffet said, people come out with projects and deceive people. Blockchain is not like an investment or Ponzi scheme platform. They are two different things. So that is for the platform. Try to be involved in the community. Try to have, ask your friends or ask a leader before you try to put money in any platform, okay? So that you don't go and get defrauded. Now, the second thing is, on your own, when you have a wallet, like a crypto wallet, that is not for exchange. Crypto wallets just keep your currency, just keep your cryptocurrency. They don't exchange it for you to Naira or dollar or all those things. They just keep it for you. When you want to send out, you send out. Bconta helps you keep cryptocurrency, but also helps you convert. You can convert from Naira to a cryptocurrency and vice versa, and also withdraw to your bank account, right? But just normal crypto wallets like Trust Wallet, Coinbase, and so on, with MetaMask, you have to make sure that you keep your secret. There's what they call seed. It's just words, seed phrase. That seed phrase that they give you is the absolute key to your wallet. Even if you have $100 billion, if somebody gets that seed phrase, he can move out the money. It doesn't matter. You can't blame the platform, because cryptocurrency is decentralized, like we told you. They are just giving you access to that technology for you to use. So any platform that gives you a secret phrase or gives you a private key, what it means is that you should never, in any whatever possibility, don't ever give that key or that private key to anyone. Even if it's the platform that is asking you, just know it's a scam. Because a platform that gives you that secret phrase or that private key will not ask you for that information. Okay, a platform would never ask you for that information. Like on Bconta, we will never ask you for your password. We will never ask you for a transaction PIN. Just take note of that. Never. Even in the banking system, banks don't ask you for PIN, and so people still fall for these scams. So never give out your password, never give your transaction PIN. And in terms of just crypto wallets, make sure that your secret phrase, in fact, at times it's good to write it down somewhere and keep, because you might lose your phone. And once your phone is lost, when you get a new one, you can't access that money. It doesn't matter how much, that money can be lost forever. There are stories of people that, a man that had a lot of, about more than 20 Bitcoin in a hard drive, and he lost it. The seed phrase, he lost it. And that's how the Bitcoin has gone. Can imagine the worth of that by now. So you always want to be careful about keeping your seed phrase properly, because you will have the sole responsibility of keeping it safe, and never by any means give it to anybody, right? So that is for keeping your crypto safe. When it comes to smart contracts, when you want to execute a smart contract, mostly, it will ask you for permission so that it can access the currency or the money in your wallet. Because the smart contract could take out money, and execute whatever it is built for. So when you see projects that are telling you, okay, this is an NFT project or a real estate project or whatever project online, and they are asking you for permission to access your wallet, you have to be very careful. Now, this is where education comes into play again. You cannot neglect the place of research and education. It is very, very vital. Now, than for you to go in and lose your money easily, it's better you spend some time and get educated. When you see a project that is asking you for permission to your wallet, first of all, you have to make sure that you've done your basic research on that project. You have to know what you are going into, okay? It's not everything that is a scam. And at the same time, there are a lot of scam out there. So you have to know that, okay, this project, this is the contract I'm executing. You have to read. Don't just be always in a hurry to click, 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 click. You know, social media has made it so easy. People want to click everything. You don't even want to read. So when a pop-up message comes out, make sure you read what it's saying. Is it saying that you are about to withdraw all your money to another place? You know, read. It doesn't take you that long. So do your basic research on whatever a smart contract you are about to execute on your account. And then after that, you would read the pop-up that are coming up on your phone, on your device. Before anything, make sure you read it. Okay? So that is for smart contracts. Smart contracts will always ask for permission because they don't have direct permission to your assets or to your cryptocurrency. So I think I've talked about platforms. Always make sure always make sure that you are involved in the community or try to use a platform that someone you know has used. Okay? In that case, you are not going to have any problem like that. And then for wallets, make sure that the private key or the secret phrase they give, you keep it very safe. Write it down somewhere, possibly. Okay, keep it very safe and write it down somewhere. Make sure that where you keep it, you don't share it with anybody. Nobody asks you, oh, your password or your PIN. Never share it. And then the last one is for smart contracts. Do your basic research. Know the kind of thing you are executing on your assets. And then don't be so much in a hurry to click every time. And always try to check. A good practice is always try to check the address of whatever you are dealing with. If they gave you an address, always try to check the first four and last four characters because an address is very long. So just try to check so that you are careful about everything you're doing. It's so easy to lose money in this space if you don't pay attention to it. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Sam, for that wonderful explanation. I think security is paramount to what you do, and it's something you preach most of the time. How you have a good, strong password, more especially when using a centralized exchange. Make sure you have a strong password for smart contracts. I think that's one of the latest exploits that a lot of developers are using to steal money from people's wallet now. And so many people are so I think inclined with airdrops. So the moment you want to go and get free coin or free airdrop, you just give permission to the smart contract to be able to have access to your BNB or whatever coin. And a lot of people have lost money. In fact, a recent one was just I think 2 days ago on OpenSea where a lot of NFTs were stolen because of issues like this. So we have to be very careful with our seed phrase, as I said, for those people using MetaMask or any wallet service provider. Ensure you keep your seed phrase properly. And for exchanges, ensure you have a strong password and to know the right exchange or right platform to actually use. Joining a community, joining seminars like this is very important because that's where you get this information firsthand and you'll be able to ask questions live. So that's why I said if you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section so that he'll be able to answer it not after the event. So if you have a question, try and just type it down from any of the channel you are watching. He'll be able to see your questions and answer them. And so to thank you for the explanation around security, which is very important for us. And as a business person, as someone that at least employed or employs labor, there are key aspects in the blockchain or let's say the aspect of the smart contract that you see. What are those that you feel youth can actually take advantage of? What are the skills required? Because you are in the position of saying, okay, I need to work with this person, I need to work with that person, and everybody wants to see how he will make benefit. I know some people can actually go into investment, some people can actually save, but what are those skills that you feel our viewers can actually take up, learn, and also make money from in the blockchain industry?
Okay, that's wonderful. That's really a very, very interesting question. You know, when it comes to earning money, everybody is interested, including me. So, I would like to say How do I do it now? I would like to mention the key areas that I feel are valid and are very good in. When it comes to making money, you have a very good chance of making money. The first area is, like I said earlier on, the first area is you need to understand how to preserve the value of your money, first of all. You know, a mentor of mine would say, earn in dollars, spend in naira, earn in dollars, spend in naira. He would say it 20 times, right? So that your brain understands that you don't just spend fiat. Fiat is the normal local currency we have. You need a higher currency that doesn't depreciate, anyhow. The first laws of money is number one, you have to save. You don't save so that you can spend. You save to invest, but you have to also save with good financial knowledge. So you don't just save an asset that is depreciating every time, like naira or Ghana dollar, or you have to save a currency that doesn't depreciate that fast. And one of the currencies we have is dollar. So blockchain, which enables cryptocurrency work, gives you the advantage to be able to now save in digital dollar. Now, for you to do that, you need a platform that will help you do that. Bconta does that already. All you need is an account is free. Um, Most of the transactions of Bconta are free. Deposit is free, withdrawal is free, all the utility payments are free. Our aim is to help people get involved in this space. We are more concerned about helping people, get involved and learn from this rather than to, pursue profit for now. So for you to be able to do that, someone can be saving as low as 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira every week or every month, depending on your capacity, or 10,000 naira. Before you know it, you save $500, $1,000. And the thing is, the digital dollar is the same with the dollar in the real world. There's no difference, right? And at the same time, it gives you privacy. There are so many of us that will not like it when somebody knows how much you have in your bank balance, right? You will not even want the banker himself to know how much you have. That's one of the easy ways to have your money, saved properly. And also because you can't easily just spend it. The ATM, because money is, is digital, it's easy for you to just slot in your ATM anytime. But when you don't have money in your bank account, it also gives you that discipline. So that's one of the first areas. If you preserve the value of your money, automatically you are performing way better than more than 50% of the population. All right. The second area when it comes to earning money is, I think, is wise to try to take advantage of NFTs. In as much as it sounds very complicated and you don't know anything about it, like I said, YouTube is your friend. A 10-minute YouTube video, 20-minute YouTube video has explained what an NFT is. As we speak, Biconta is making plans on giving features where people can easily keep their NFTs, sell their NFTs, upload new NFTs. That's if you're a creator. But even before now, there are platforms that give you access to that, like OpenSea and so on. You might buy an NFT for as low as $50, $100 and end up selling it for $50,000, $100,000. It's just like the way people of old usually save their money. Some people still do that in paintings, in valuable goods, sculptures and so on. They buy the valuable ones and keep it. After 1, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, is something very valuable. But in the crypto space or the blockchain space, since it's a new technology that's still coming up, it is easier for you to be able to cash out from that areas. Several people have made serious thousands of dollars, some even millions of dollars, just by buying NFTs and then reselling them after some time. So you know, if I were to advise some people that, that space might be good for them, is try to just do research on, viable NFT projects, which is very easy. You just search online. You'll be able to see that. And even in crypto communities, they'll tell you this project is about to happen, this project is about to happen. Don't just jump and throw your money anyhow. Do your research, and then take advantage of few ones. Now, the third area is buying certain assets that are low and selling when it's high. This is a very controversial area. I don't like talking about it because people can easily misinterpret what you are saying. So take, for instance, right now, as we are doing this program, Bitcoin is going through some sort of dip. That means it's going down. In the last 5 days, Bitcoin was like 40 something thousand dollars. As we speak today, it's struggling around $37,000 or maybe 35. So an easy way to be able to say, okay, let me take advantage of this is buy an asset that has already gone down and don't be eager to sell it. I always tell people, don't buy more than your risk appetite. What does that mean? Don't carry money that if the money is going to go, you will have high blood pressure. You know, spend only money that you know that if this money doesn't come out, I can still live my life normally. Don't be too eager. Making money is not something that is a one-time thing. You don't just blow at once. Try to understand so that you can consistently cash out, right? So buy from the amount of money that, even if it's in 1 year or 2 years, you can do without that money. But if you're able to now be patient to wait, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that follow Bitcoin automatically they have a record history that over time they always bring out profit. You know, when I got to know about Bitcoin, it was less than $1,000. There were times it went up to 1,000, came down, but generally today we're talking about 30 something $1,000. You can imagine that, and that was not too long ago. So in 4 years or 5 years, if you can make that amount of profit, there's no asset, even gold cannot give you that return, right? So if you are consistent in just buying and saving cryptocurrencies that are solid, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, solid projects, you'll be able to cash out over time, no matter what. It doesn't matter whether the market is down now or up now. If you leave it over time, you are definitely going to make a lot of profit, right? And then another way to make earn out of cryptocurrency is to be able to learn how to trade. Now, this one is a longer thing. It's not something that you can easily just learn in 1 or 2 days, right? You have to commit a lot of time to be able to understand how trading works, right? You are solely responsible for whether you make profit or make a loss. This is just like Forex trading. You have to enter the market, study the graphs. It's quite complicated, but people make a lot of money. If you're able to build your skill there, I'm telling you, organizations and individuals will always want to partner with you to give you their money so that you trade, but ultimately you will be making way more money. I always advise that people go into this space and use the least amount possible to learn, to try. Don't go and feel like because you made profit the first time or second time, you want to put all your money there. It's very deceptive, right? So you have to study over time and build your skill if you want to trade and earn money. A lot of people just feel because they heard that someone is trading, you just want to go and jump in. No, do your own research. Always try to study a lot on. Why I say YouTube is because any smartphone right now can access YouTube and it's free. You'll be able to see how trading works, learn a lot about trading, and then try to engage in that area. Now, another area you can also learn, I believe most of our audience here are youth, is to be able to engage in the programming side. This side, a lot of people don't like it. But I tell you that even me as a person and BigConta as a company are ready to partner with people that have innovative ideas or innovative skill in the area of blockchain programming, right? If you can program smart contracts, you can build certain platforms and areas of, of, of the blockchain that can help people access the blockchain or make some certain features in the blockchain easy for everybody to use. So if you build your skill in blockchain programming, I am telling you, the opportunity here is limitless because you are definitely going to have a lot of demand. In fact, you will not even have enough time to do all the others that are coming in, right? I'm talking from an area of programming because that is also my background. So there's nothing bad about it. If you are not adding to yourself, there's no way you're going to take advantage of what is coming in the future. So it's so easy to dedicate. If you can dedicate 30 minutes or 1 hour of your every day, rather than just doing social media, you put it into a course, whether you're on Coursera, Linda, YouTube, carry a course, be serious about it and add that skill to your life. I'm telling you, it will definitely cash out. Now, there are other areas aside programming. You can be an analyst online. You can be a creator, even if you just want to learn graphics and start creating NFTs. That one is so easy. All the emojis we use for chatting, like the smiling emoji, the crying emoji, certain things that, GIFs that are like animations on the social media, all those things are cash cows on the blockchain right now because you can use them as NFTs. You can build your skill as an NFT creator and start creating your content. And before you know it, your collection is bringing you passive income. It's people will just be buying your NFTs. And for a long period of time, you will not be working, but you'll be earning a lot of money, right? So I can go on and on and on, but I think it's good that we not say too much so that we don't confuse our audience. I hope this is okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Sam, for that wonderful explanation. I believe, Mr. Levi, you have seen that there are a lot of things you can use the NFT. In fact, it's being researched on as we continue to progress in it. So it's not just restricted to art alone. I think the jazz was even trying to see how they work on that of the music and to see how they also start launching the audio part of it. So it's just going to be a whole new world, and a lot of us have opportunities now. Skills is still new, we are hearing it. In fact, imagine you were hearing about Bitcoin when it was 2000, when 2009, 2010, how a lot of us must have made a lot of millions from it. So it's good to actually hear this information, and meetings like this and joining groups will help you know the right investment to take. He has talked about a lot of opportunities that's available for youth, from you being a graphic designer, a lot. So I don't know. It seems we have spent more of our time, and just now a lot of people are still joining the meeting. So after the end of the video, everyone that is joining now, you can actually watch the video again on YouTube. A lot of the information have been shared in the first part of our meeting. So we will not be able to actually repeat everything again, but we believe when we end the broadcast, you'll be able to watch and learn from whatever we have discussed. So thank you very much, Mr. Samuel, for your time today. One of the
Thank
questions
you.
someone was asking is when is Beacon are going to create their own trade platform, just like KuCoin, Binance, etc. So that's a question directly to you. I know you want to.
Okay. Okay. If I am to respond to that question, every company has a vision and a mission. Our first vision is to be able to create a platform where people can use their normal day-to-day currency to be able to access cryptocurrency, right? We know that there are companies that are out there to build exchanges where experts can trade, but we are more of concentrating on people that don't know anything yet and still want to have a gateway to be able to take advantage of cryptocurrencies. So, if for that question, we don't have that in view for now. Our own view is more of like how can we perfect the day-to-day transactions for people and also help them do those transactions using the blockchain. And I know that advancement and progress will come. If we come and then there's a need for that, why not? We're definitely going to work on that. And by the way, I'm just talking from my own end. My team might have my team might just have someone that is cooking something somewhere, and who knows, we might just come out with an exchange platform very soon. Like I said, to the audience, if you are building your skill and you are very good at what you do, you have value to offer in the crypto blockchain space. We're open to partnership. We're open to listen to what you have. We want to work together to build something really reliable for all of us so that we are not left out, right? That is what people do in Silicon Valley. They put their heads together and create remarkable platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, and all of these platforms that we have. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. We have a lot of viewers from YouTube, LinkedIn, professionals from LinkedIn are also watching. So thank you very much for taking our time today to explain a lot about blockchain, smart contract, and how the contract has also taken part in this revolution to help Nigerians at least have a feel and also experience the joy that comes with using blockchain and cryptocurrency in a whole, let's say, sphere. So thank you for what you and your team are also doing. I'm also able to be part of the team. So we are very happy for having the initiative to see how you come online, to see how to explain this stuff. It's not easy to actually build something and at the same time maintain it to work for over years, more especially in a country like this where a lot of challenges, we are somehow in a disadvantaged part of it. But it's awesome to see that you have built a platform with the team to actually see how Nigerians should be able to start learning about blockchain, how they will have a feel. We don't need to jump to Binance or any other big platform to start learning. We can learn from our own home-based platforms and see how we'll be able to go with it. So we thank you very much for your wonderful explanations. We can't thank you enough, Mr. Samuel. A lot of people are shouting, wow, you are sharing a lot of premium information. Yes, so it's sponsored. That's why we are actually having him to share this premium information. And the video is always available. I know 5 years from now, we are going to reference this video and say, oh, we talked about NFTs, we talked about cryptocurrencies, we talked about blockchain. 5 years from now, so many people that have watched this, I believe, are going to become millionaires, hopefully. And it's not about just watching the video, but it's taking action. Just as you have said, when you keep learning, you'll be the one to inherit the earth. So at this point, we want to believe that this is another learning curve for everyone that is watching, and we are going to promise ourselves to just take this action because 5 years from now, whether we like it, it will go, and the result of our decisions is what we are going to see tomorrow. So thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Nengolong. Before you go, if you
Thank
have
you.
any shout out, any advice before we call it a day, I think we have spent 1 hour now.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much. It has been a lovely time here. I think I always like environments where learning is taking place. I would like to challenge everyone in the audience by telling you that if you don't make, you don't earn money from blockchain space in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, to be honest, I would say don't blame anybody because there's so much opportunity in blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all the other areas where blockchain is applied. Like I said, we have so much access nowadays. You have a smartphone, you have internet. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be a trader. There are so many ways to earn money. In fact, by just disseminating information, you can create a community. By just knowing how this thing works, you can create courses. You can be a graphics designer. You can do your music. You can do a lot of things. You can even create ideas and then put it in documents and still sell them as NFTs. There's so much endless limit. In fact, I get surprised when people, finish school nowadays and say they don't have a job and they don't know what to do. If you are part of this audience, you should never have that storyline again. Don't ever say, I don't have capital, I don't have a job, I don't know what to do. Because for you to have this information, this information is premium. You're supposed to pay for it. But for you to be able to have the access to hear this, it means that you shouldn't be poor again in your life, right? Because there's so much that you can be able to do from the confines of your home, from the convenience of your home. You can learn and still partake and make a lot of money. Don't just think about yourself. If you are not concerned about making money for yourself, at least think about your family, think about your friends, think about your children, right? So do this for your children, do this for your family. And then for Big Hunter, we are here to help, right? We are not just a platform that just wants to do things and give out. We want to help people take advantage of this thing because Nigeria is suffering from so much poverty. But the growing youthful population that we have, if Bitcoin as a whole is able to help thousands become millionaires, then it is already satisfying, it's fulfilling for us. The cryptocurrency has already made so many millionaires in Nigeria and all around the world, so many millionaires, but it is still very early. You can still take advantage of it. If just taking your time if you give 3 hours, if you spread the 3 hours in 20 minutes every day and get information about this, I am telling you, you have information that is enough for you to create a course about what you have learned. So far as it has to do with blockchain and crypto, I'm telling you, you have the information. So don't just fix your mind that you have to trade. Stop saying, I want to trade, I want to trade. Trading is not just something that you fall into one day because that's a prominent thing people want to do. And also just don't say, okay, I want to give you money so that you do it. The person that is telling you this thing doesn't really have the time to say, okay, he's managing monies of people, right? Take advantage of the time you have, the smartphone you have, the internet you have, invest in yourself. Because if yourself is able to have this knowledge, then yourself will produce the money that you want. All right. So I want to keep this as a challenge to everybody in the audience that if you are here, then let it be that in the next 2, 3 years, we are celebrating you as someone that has made an impact in this space. The skin color of your skin doesn't matter. There are some people that feel like technology is just for white people, and then you feel intimidated. I'm telling you the fact. The information we are sharing here is world class standard. It doesn't matter where you're going, right? A lot of times it's just what is limiting you in your brain. So the information you have will take you places. If you want to stay in Nigeria, you stay. If you want to go abroad, you go. But it will help you achieve your dreams. It will help you build the life you want. It will help your children. If you don't think of anybody, think of your family. Think of the things you want to achieve in this life, and do it for that thing, right? Put the discipline, put in the time, and I'm telling you, we're all going to be happy together going forward. Right. And lastly, I want to say that if you're part of this program, try to share for other people to learn. Don't just be the person that is learning alone. So when opportunities like this come up, try to invite other people so that they can learn. This is almost like an informal education, but you're getting it for free and it's premium. So that by the time people come and learn, you never know the impact it will do in the other person's life. All right. So try to share, and then don't just listen and stay there. Use this information to build your dreams, to build the future that you want. Thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for
All right.
having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. Thank you for all that I've said. As I've already said, it's a challenge for us in the next 2 years. We'll be celebrating everyone here, and I know I'll be part of those people that will celebrate them. So thank you, our viewers, for watching. Thank you for everyone that has shared the video. Please, you can kindly share it again, even after the meeting, for other people to learn. As you have said, it's not for us just learn alone. We have tried to make this premium content open for everyone. So ensure your friends partake to enjoy this information. A lot of speakers that have spoken on several topics, we have been getting comments, we have been getting feedback from people that have went back to watch videos. And we know the cumulative sum of all this information we are sharing is what will help us actually take that decision that will change our life. So thank you very much, everyone. Tomorrow I'll be here again with another speaker, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be awesome. We'll be talking on a wonderful topic. So you just follow our page to see the information and the time for that event. So do have a wonderful night rest for everyone. Can go back, watch the video, and take your notes. I will come back tomorrow for another wonderful session for blockchain for all. So thank you once more, and good night.
All right. Good night. Thank